Um,
Hello, Juice Plus family. It is Fee here. I am dropping in today with my friend Jonah from Fertillion. Jonah, thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to have you here.
Such a pleasure, and yeah, I look forward to this.
Awesome. Now, Jonah has kindly agreed to jump on with me today so we can run you through in real time some of the features of our Fit Plus app, which of course is powered by Fertillion. So without further ado, I am going to hand over to Jonah to share his screen so you guys can see what we're talking about as we're talking about it. So take it away, Jonah.
Cool. Let me know when you can see it, please, Fee.
Mhm.
Uh,
We are on. I can
there we
see.
go.
Okay. So really today what I'd love to go through, Jonah, is either I'm a first time user or maybe I've been using the app for a while, or had it for a while and I haven't really been using it, or I don't really know all the great features, particularly with so many recent updates. So let's just start with setting it up, whether it's the first time or just maybe we're recalibrating our goals.
Okay, cool. So I think there's a few things to consider, Fee. The first one being your long-term fitness goal. So this is going to influence your personalized nutrition, your workout, and your personalized progress tracking as well. So if you have, this will have either been set up when you started the sign-up process, but if you haven't used the app in a while, like Fee alluded to, there's been a ton of recent updates. And so I'm just going to work through how you would choose your long-term fitness goal and perhaps get a little bit more information on what that might pertain to, and like I alluded to, how it influences those three pillars. So there's a little avatar. Usually you'd have a profile picture to the top right. It used to sit on the bottom right, but we've shifted that up more like the sort of industry standard now. So this is where it will all be. This is your profile, and this is where you will amend settings, long-term fitness goal. If you have any connected apps or devices that you would like to pull into the app, but we can work through that. So the first one would be your goal and your skill level. So this is we have 5 fitness goals to choose from. Also, just let me know if I'm going too fast here.
Yep, all good.
I'm currently on the mobility and tone. That is mostly Pilates orientated, has a lot of stretching involved, a lot of core focused strength. The all rounder, that is a mix. Oh, that's a good way of actually showing it. Sorry. So when we go into each of the goals, there's a bit of a descriptive on each of them, and it'll show you how it influences those three personalized parameters or facets of the app that I was alluding to: your workouts, your nutrition, and your goal tracking. So, for example, if I want to gain muscle and strength, because I'm quite a skinny bloke, I will choose the muscle and strength app. You'll see how it will influence the workouts. So, mostly strength workouts or hypertrophy based workouts. Every now and then you'll get a Pilates one because we believe that that's sort of great for core strength and can also be used as a recovery session between the harder hypertrophy or resistance training exercises. You'll also get more protein in your nutrition, sort of a higher calorie amount per day, and then it will also personalize the way that we track progress towards the particular goal. So once I'm happy with the goal that I would like to choose, I will just select update, and that will now calibrate those three facets that I was, or personalize rather, those three facets that I was referring to.
That's great. I love that
Um,
it's got the little descriptions in it too. And also when it's calibrating the whole workout system for you, it does give you those well, I'm not going to say those Pilates classes are very easy. Let me just say that. But it definitely gives you a break from pushing the weights and squats and lunges and some of the more foundational but bigger muscle activities.
for sure. Yeah, some muscles that I definitely didn't know that I had.
And Pilates, sure are.
Yeah. What else would you like to see, Fee? Perhaps
So,
I can
so
speak
what
to
if
the.
I want, let's talk about the strength assessment.
Okay. All right. So before we go there, if you are to do an in-app guided workout, so those are workouts that are offered within the app, you can choose from 3 different sort of workout types, which I will get to now. Um, let me just show you here. So there we go. So if you are lacking equipment at the moment, or you're traveling and in a hotel room, for example, you would choose a body weight only workout. And those are all particular and aligned with that long-term fitness goal that I spoke to just now. Also, if you just have a set of dumbbells, you can choose dumbbell only workouts. And the recent addition has been bench and dumbbells. So you can choose from any one of these three workout types. And you can also set these as sort of default so that you don't have to make the selection every time you go into the workout itself. So you can do that through this workout screen here by the little toggle at the bottom. But you can also do it in the preferences tab where we just were. So you will go to preferences and then default workout equipment. And if you're typically mostly going to work out with the bench and dumbbells, you have access to that at your gym or at home even. You can select that. And then every time you start an in-app guided workout, you will get a bench and dumbbells workout. With that being said, there's another layer to the personalization that we are very, very stoked on, and that is the strength assessment. So what this does and how it was designed is we were finding that, especially in a gym setup, because we have a 40-20 work to rest ratio in the app, I can also speak to that a little bit later, people are often struggling with an appropriate weight for each of the given exercises. So we designed this test. It's a 9-movement test that assesses each of the 9 muscle groups and then gives you a strength ratio. So if you get a shoulders exercise, for example, it will personalize the weight recommendation based on this test. It's also a great test to do periodically, as it will show you if you've progressed in strength. I can go through the test quickly, feel maybe a movement or two if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. So the first thing, this is just a generic, I think in my sign up, I had chosen above average strength, which is maybe a bit of a stretch for me. But you can see it's indicated that I'm of 60% of the maximal strength. And we will use that value to calibrate the weight recommendations on each of the bespoke exercises that you will receive in the app. If I want to redo this, and also Fee, this is something that we spoke about with regards to injury. So if I need to go particularly lighter on a muscle group, I've strained my shoulder, for example, I can quickly go to the shoulder and I can make sure that I get the lowest weight setting on that muscle group. So that's a great way to sort of manage injury if you can't go heavy on a particular group, or you know that you have particularly weak shoulders or triceps, etc. But if I want to do this test appropriately, it takes around 20 minutes, and we advise that you have a full set of dumbbells. So good to do this in a gym setting. This is just a little bit of an explanatory or an explanation like I was alluding to. So it's around 20 minutes, 9 movements, 9 exercises that will test each of the 9 muscle groups. And from that, we can then appropriately prescribe, excuse me, an accurate weight allocation for each of the movements. I'm just going to go through a couple of them. Excuse me. So you'll see this is the layout. If I'm assessing your abdomen, there's a video that will play showing you the movement to complete. You want to choose a weight that you can easily, or not easily, you can comfortably perform 15 reps with. We usually say with around 2 reps in reserve. So you want to be able to maintain good form throughout the 15 reps. You will then select which weight you were able to complete that movement with. And from there, we will be able to personalize your weight recommendations or allocations within the the in-app guided workouts.
Okay, so let's just take that scenario there of the abs. Let's say I've picked up a 15-kilo dumbbell, but I don't quite hold form all the way through. When I come through to register that, would I just maybe drop that back to a 12.5?
That's it, yeah. So in that same, you would then, let me just get to that same movement again. So if I've done the 15 reps and I tried with a 15 kilogram, but that was slightly too heavy, I would drop it to 12.5 kilograms. We usually advise as well decent rest between each of the exercises, although we have designed the test so that we aren't targeting the same muscle group or muscle groups or auxiliary muscle groups in succession, just so that we get an accurate representation of the strength of that given muscle group.
Fabulous. And so this is where if I knew that I had a shoulder injury, I'm just going to pick maybe the 5 kilo dumbbell rather than the 15, just to do the test, or would I just change that after? What would you recommend?
So if you have done this test a while ago and you're familiar with your strength settings and you acquire an injury this weekend or something, and you don't have to redo the entirety of the test, you just go recalibrate manually and you say, I want around half of the weight that I'm currently getting. So it's on a 60% strength ratio now. You'd pull the slider all the way to 30%, and you would get around half the weight that you were previously getting. So that's a very quick way of doing it, and you'll see it'll update the slider now, so that you don't have to redo the whole test.
Love it. That's great. Such a fabulous feature, particularly with people who are carrying injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. So now that we've made those changes to our program, that will reflect in the classes that are given to us in our workouts. As you said, like if you've got a shoulder or you've calibrated to a low, you're going to get not as difficult exercises for your shoulders.
Yeah.
And then how do we manipulate our food plan? Let's talk about that for a minute, because we have got the different types of goals, and let's talk into that for a second, because sometimes people will look at it and go, yeah, that kind of, when I look at the chart, I don't want it to take me that long. But I think it's really important that we understand that this is not like a detox, shred down and, rebound 3 weeks later. This is very much about longevity of overall health.
Yeah. So spot on there, Fee. All of the meal plans were designed with that in mind. It's more lifestyle based, and we want the results to be sustainable. We also want the meal plans to be easy to navigate, as convenient as possible. So I can sort of speak to the way that the nutrition is designed for those 5 goals very briefly, and then we can go specifically into how you would make any of the changes to the said nutrition. So the 2 bottom ones are fairly intuitive, I think, to most of your audience. So you know that if you want to build muscle and strength, you need to be in a slight caloric surplus. Again, nothing is in excess with any of these programs. So it's around, for men, it's around 250 calories in excess per day. Most of that coming from an increase in protein, the building blocks of muscle and strength building. So I think that's what I want to say. Slight increase in carbohydrate as well. Whereas the mobility and tone, for example, the mobility and tone, where the workouts aren't quite as calorie intensive, there's a slight reduction in the daily calorie prescription. So again, a slight deficit of around 200 calories. These are based on gender and weight. And then the lean and fit, that's a slightly higher calorie deficit. Those are for people that are looking to lose weight. Again, very gradually over time. We usually advocate for 2 to 3 kilograms of weight loss per month, actually, if it is to be sustainable, although that can be manipulated. But within the app, we work on around that value. And then the all-rounder, that's kind of a calorie neutral program for people that want to gain cardiovascular fitness, but also maintain a decent amount of muscle mass. So the calories there are fairly balanced, carbs, protein, and fats. So I'll take you to the meal plans now. So that is in the meal app. So this has stayed the user interface has stayed fairly similar to what it was. No major changes here. We appreciate how this has been designed and it's been used very well, particularly having the Juice Plus meals in the app as well. So you can see I chose the muscle and strength program. So my daily calorie prescription is around 2,400 calories per day. with quite a high protein value there for me, in line with me wanting to gain muscle and strength. But if I am to choose, I'll just show you how the change in fitness goal changes things. If I'm to choose a lean and fit, for example, this might take a couple of seconds just to update the actual calorie value. So remember the 2,400. It should update this live. I just want to. That's now gone down to 1,700 roughly. So quite a difference in calorie prescription for the day. Then how this works is it gives you a 7-day rolling meal plan. So I can actually plan my meals all the way until Monday of the following week. You just tap on the day that you are interested in, and you can see the 3 main meals that have been prescribed, as well as the 2 snacks. I think I'm on a vegan meal plan now, I believe. Yeah. The other cool thing about the app is if, for example, I don't have the ingredients to make this breakfast protein peanut butter protein oats, I'm able to change this meal very, very easily. So I just select that meal. I can see what the ingredients needed are. I will just go into change meal. Where the convenience element comes in is I'm able to select a time slider that will then filter the meals. So if I'm really on the go and I only have 10 minutes for the morning, it will filter the meals that I can make very quickly within 10 minutes. And I can choose any one of these meals for breakfast. So I really want to, or those overnight choc oats look amazing. I'm going to make that selection. It will update the meal plan accordingly, and you'll now see that I have that in my meal plan for today. What this
What
also
I
does,
love about this is it's also updated the ingredients in the shopping list.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
So
every time
thank
we
you.
change a meal option, and so for me, when I'm looking at this, I want to be looking at, as you say, I can see the whole week ahead. I can go in and look at my options. I can change the things. Like if I don't want tofu soba noodle salad, that's not my thing. I can go in and change that snack, find something that I will like. This will all reflect in my shopping list. And then when I go to do my groceries, either online or, down to the supermarket, I've got it there. Can you just click on that shopping list so people can see how it's so
Yes,
well
of course.
organized that you've got produce, your bakery, your dairy, your alternatives, and I love that we can uncheck some, right? So if we went into
Yeah.
produce or whatever, and I already know I've got so many bananas and whatever this, I can remove things off the list.
Yeah, so it operates as a standard sort of shopping checklist. But what is cool as well, Fee, is if I know, for example, that I'm going to be away on Saturday and Sunday, and meals are taken care of, for example, I'm able to actually edit the list so that I those ingredients for those days will not populate the shopping list. So if I generate the shopping list, that will then also amend the each of these items on the main shopping list body here.
Yeah. The other thing we can do, if we pop back to recipes, let's go and find a dinner because we
Okay.
can be making this a lentil curry number of servings. So I love this because I'm making this for, maybe I've got people coming over for dinner. They're all getting lentil curry because that's on my plan for the week. I can change that to 6 or 7, different servings because I've got people coming or I'm meal prepping. Maybe I'm just planning ahead. And then that automatically changes it and it's automatically reflected into the shopping list. How good is that? Don't even have to think. It's done.
Yeah,
Done.
very, very cool.
And
This
now
also
I'm
features
lentil curry.
yeah, if you are shopping for a family, for example, you can also edit the shopping list in such a way too. So you're cooking for 3 every night. I have that same number of servings toggle here, and I can then increase the amount of food needed. I don't know if you recall, the bananas were at, I don't know, 140 something grams there of bananas. It will automatically amend the shopping list as well in that sense. Yeah.
I love it. Jonah, I think we've kind of covered the majority of what I really want people to have a look at, particularly around setting their own goals and their own meal plans, manipulating the data as they need to, changing the calibration for injuries and allowing for that. I think that's also really, really important as people are going. Any final words from you on the usability of the app?
Yeah, I think we've had a ton of new updates, things that we're excited to share over the coming weeks with you guys as well. We have designed this, as you alluded to. I like the way that you put it, more sustainably, so that it's something that people can follow for a long period of time. We try to keep it as convenient as possibly, particularly when it comes to the nutrition. As everyone knows, abs are made in the kitchen, as cliche as it is. But yeah, we've really enjoyed the partnership and hope that the users are enjoying the app too.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for your time, Jonah. I think our users are really going to find this information very valuable. So thank you.
Such a pleasure, Fee. Thank you for having me.
No problems.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to stop the record.